Hi Yoginis, Ashley Josephine here. Today we're returning to the Chakra series. We're on Chakra 6, which is located in the third eye. The third eye is the area in between the eyebrows, right above the nose, at the center of the forehead. And the third eye deals with light and seeing. It is exactly that, a third eye, a third vessel for us to see, except it doesn't actually exist as an eye, and we actually don't see externally. The third eye is really to help us see internally, to see our truth, to see the things that are not necessarily right in front of us and obvious, but to see the things that are within us that might be covered in a lot of fog or mud, and that fog and mud gets covered and builds up over time, making it harder and harder for us to actually see clearly. So for most of us, our third eye is not functioning. And simply because if you think of the third eye as a muscle and you don't use a muscle for most of your life, then it's going to atrophy and you won't be able to use it. And that's what's happened for most of us with all of our spiritual faculties that we have available within us. Most of us have the ability to do all of these things. Anybody can run or do CrossFit or do yoga or meditate or any of these activities, but if we've never done them before, if we don't practice, then it's certainly going to be very difficult, and we will believe that we don't have the capability within us to do these things. So the third eye is all about meditation. That's really the yoga exercise that relates specifically to the third eye, and it makes a lot of sense because in meditation we're working on focusing the mind, on clearing out all the excess thoughts and images and visualizations that are not serving us and not helping us to quiet down everything so that we can access all of our internal landscape that really has all the information within us that we need to know to make really good choices in alignment with our values. So just a recap for those of you who are just joining us, I highly recommend that you go back in the blog and look at the other chakra exercises. There's 7 chakras for those of you that are not familiar. The first is at the base of the spine. The second is in the hips and sexual organs. The third is located in the belly in the solar plexus area. The fourth is at the heart. The fifth is at the throat. The sixth is the third eye, the one that we're working with today, and finally the seventh is at the crown of the head and above, operating in the space around the body. So this meditation that we're going to do today is a chakra meditation. We're going to work with color and light because those are the properties associated with the 6th chakra, the third eye. And then we are going to look at how those visualizations and images in our mind, the inside, not externally, show up in our life. So it'll be a really good way to start to observe and become aware of your internal landscape. I encourage you to keep a very open mind for whatever comes up. And if at any time you need to stop or you don't like what's happening, obviously you take care of yourself and you do whatever you need to do. So in meditation, it is a myth that you need to completely quiet your mind, get everything blank, have nothing up here going on, and that's a myth because it's really not possible. There's always going to be thoughts and images and visualizations. I think of it like a big master grid, a highway system. At any given time in a 24-hour period, very rarely is there ever no one on the highway. There's a trucker going through, or someone that's coming back from work, or someone that's going to work at the night shift, or someone that's driving through the night to go on a vacation. There's always going to be something there, so it's really not helpful to imagine that you're completely stopping all traffic, if you want to say that. There's definitely going to be things coming by. But what we're aiming for in our meditation is to be the person sitting up on the hill overlooking the highway, watching the cars come by, rather than the person inside each car thinking all of these different thoughts and having all these different emotions and all of these different experiences. So we want to have a detracted sense of observation and awareness up on the hill, watching all of these different thoughts zoom past us on this highway, on this master grid in our mind. So I will definitely give you some cues and some things to think about, and I encourage you to visualize those things, but also watch what else comes through. So let's prepare for our meditation. Have your spine straight. If you need to sit up on a block or something to lift yourself up a little bit so that you can feel more comfortable, feel free to pause this video and go get something now. Important that you feel really, really comfortable. You can have your feet crossed, you can be sitting on your shins, whatever again is most comfortable for you. Allow your hands to rest down on your knees or your thighs. Relax your shoulder blades away from your ears and gently close your eyes. And start to take a few deep breaths here. On your inhale, your belly will press out. And on your exhale, your belly will press back in toward the spine. And just breathe here for a moment, feeling a sense of groundedness, of calm. We cultivate that by focusing on the breath. And now start to bring your awareness to the base of your spine, chakra 1. And bring to mind the color red. Allowing this color to be a drop of paint at the base of the spine, and then watch it start to bleed. Start to expand throughout the entire base of the spine and out into the legs. And notice how you feel. Continuing to breathe. Using your third eye here to see within. And start to follow your awareness up to your hips and your sexual organs, and bring to mind the color orange. Again, imagining this drip of paint that drops into a puddle of water and starts to bleed throughout the entire paper, throughout the hips and the sexual organs, and notice how you feel. Allowing the body to become an active participant in this meditation that is happening in the mind. The true integration of body and mind is the use of feelings and sensations in your meditation. And notice as we move through this exercise if there are certain areas of the body that are numb or that you can't really feel at all. And that's perfectly okay. Allow your experience to be just as it is without trying to change anything, using whatever it is that comes up as information. So if a particular area of your body is numb, that probably means that that particular chakra needs a little bit of work, a little bit of attention. Maybe you go back to a chakra video on the blog and redo the exercises there. And start to follow your awareness up into your solar plexus. And imagine the color yellow here. Expanding out through the entire torso. Noticing how you feel. And maybe sometimes you'll feel very intense sensations and emotions, which could mean that the chakra is overstimulated and needs a rest. Or maybe it feels just right and you know that that chakra is in balance. Remember to keep breathing deeply here, the breath helping you to maintain a sense of calm and focus. Now bring your attention to your heart, the chest, and imagine the color green. And imagine it both on the front and the back side of the body. Becoming fully aware of the 3D nature of yourself. Sometimes we forget about our back sides. Continuing to breathe and imagining this color green floating around throughout the chest area, maybe even dropping down into the lower portions and integrating with the colors below. Noticing how you feel. Then tracing your awareness up into your throat. Imagining the color blue. And circling around the throat and the neck. Maybe even moving up into the jaw and the mouth. The throat, the chakra of expression. Notice how you feel. Perhaps the breath becomes staggered, or maybe it becomes more smooth. Maybe you feel choked. Maybe you feel free. And continue up into the third eye, the space between your eyebrows, right above the bridge of the nose. And imagine the color purple. Let it drop into the third eye and then spread out around the brain, the head, down through the body, integrating with all the colors underneath. Breathing and noticing how you feel here. Bringing attention to any additional thoughts, images, or memories that arise. Finally, tracing your awareness to the very top of your head, even potentially to the space right above your head, leaving the physical body and moving into an energetic realm. Whether you believe in energy or not, imagine the color white, a very pure white, like a light shining on top of the head, maybe even a little bit off of the head, and surrounding the entire body. Surrounding yourself in this white, pure light. Breathing. And then after you've surrounded yourself in this white, pure light, returning to all the different colors that we visited throughout the chakras. So here you are, this body, surrounded in a white, pure light, filled with colors, vibrance, energy, Imagine them all at the same time. Even if you can't remember what the colors are, just sit here with this white light radiating around you, knowing that within you exists all of these different colors at varying hues and vibrance, providing to you creativity, thought, action, voice, compassion, safety, security, motivation, empathy. And breathe here. Noticing how you feel. Bring your awareness to that observer, that witness sitting on a hill overlooking this highway of thought, this highway of color and energy. Looking down upon this body of light. And now return your awareness to your breath. Slowly start to open your eyes. Allow this feeling to stick with you throughout your day. Use these colors and this meditation to help you understand how your chakras are functioning, what it is that you need to focus on, what is in balance or out of balance in your life. Our internal landscape provides a lot of power if only we're able to tap into that knowledge. And it's our third eye, the visualizations, the colors, the light, that helps us access everything within, that helps us see and give light and life to that which is true for us. But if we never access and use these abilities, then what is it that we're doing in our life? What decisions are we making? For what reasons? What values are we following? Are they really our own? These are the questions that we must ask ourselves to really find true happiness and contentment in our lives. So I know that this is deep and heavy stuff. It's fascinating to me. I hope that it's been interesting to you. My name is Ashley Josephine. This has been our Chakra 6 video, the third eye. The next time we see each other, we'll be working with Chakra 7, our final chakra, right at the crown of the head. Thank you so much for joining me and taking time to do this meditation, and I'll see you on or off the mat again soon. Namaste.